Here's today's project. It's a 2019 Z71 Silverado RST, and it needs new front and rear brake pads. This has the electric parking brake as well as pad wear sensors. Both of those are new to us. We'll get it figured out though. Okay, to put it in brake service mode, we will step on the brake pedal, then come down here to the parking brake, press it and hold it for about 10 seconds. You should get the indicator coming up on the dash soon. There it is. So you release the brake and press the button one more time. Park brake released. And that's still flashing, so we're in service mode. So again, you press the brake pedal, hold it, press the parking brake button down for about 10 seconds until that parking brake symbol flashes, and as soon as it does, release your foot off the brake pedal and then release and press the parking brake one more time quickly. And that's it. Alright, let's get this up in the air and we'll get the wheels off. The pads we're going to use today are from AutoZone. They're the Duralast Gold ceramic brake pads, and honestly I'm kind of impressed. Open up the box, and not only does it come with all the new hardware, everything you need, it also comes with a new sensor. That was a bit of a surprise. So yeah, for a change it comes with everything you need and then some, I guess. I'll give you the part numbers off this. These are for the front, and it's VG 2173, and what do you know, made in China. The rear pads, DG 2174. And I believe, let's open this up and take a look, it comes with all the hardware and the sensors as well. So yeah, that's not a bad deal. Like I said in the beginning, we've never done a brake job on this vehicle before, or one like it, so it'll be a bit of a learning experience for us. First thing we're going to do is pull these little clips. Turn this to get at the top one. There we go, they just pop right out, and we'll pull the pins out. They slide right out, and we have new clips and pins in our kit. Okay, next we'll pop this off, noting how it goes on. It's a little different top to bottom. Ledges go up at the top here. This helps keep the brake pads spread apart when you don't have your foot in the brake, to keep them from wearing too much. Alright, next we're gonna spread those pads apart. Get them started a little bit here. Four piston calipers, so when you push one side in, it pushes it back to the other. But once you get it started, you can get a screwdriver in there maybe. I'm sure we can after we get them opened up a little further. Pistons are going back nice and smooth. You push the one in, the other comes out. So. Probably an easier way to do this. they're pushed back all the way. The old pad should just pull right out. I have to remember to pull the sensor off this one. Let's see how we get in there. Let's take a look. We got the one end of the sensor out of the pad. That was a little too tough to film. I'll show you how it comes out after I get it off. But the rest of this harness here, the sensor, you push up on this. It's like a safety release. Not sure exactly how far it goes up. That might be it. And then there's another tab that I can't see. I just pop this out of the bracket. That way we can see what we're doing a little better. Okay, so like I said earlier, we just push this up. It's like a safety release. And then we look down in here. Hard to see, but there's a little clip. Go down against the sensor. Get a screwdriver in there. Pry up a little bit. And it should pull right out. Like I said, it should. There we go. It's just a little barb there that's holding it. Okay, I'm getting the new pads in. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a bit of a wire brush and just clean up where the pads ride. Get rid of any dirt, corrosion, not that there is any. And I will put a little bit of grease on here too for the pad slide. I'll just spend a minute or so doing that, top and bottom. Getting everything cleaned up. We got everything cleaned up. And we've got our brake grease that we're using. We've greased most of this already. All we're doing is just putting a little bit where the pads ride. Keep the rust down. And a little bit on the edge of the pistons, all four of them. We're being real careful not to hit the rotor with a brush. Don't want any grease on there. We've already done the other side, so we're good. And then we'll slide the pads in. So these pads have a chirper, a wear indicator on them as well. That's what this little metal tab is there. And that goes down. That's the way the old ones come out. We'll just slide these back in. And this has one as well. It's right there. So all four of the pads have them. And again, they go down. Our new hardware. Slide these through the pins. Top and bottom. And we got our little clips. Just put them in. Not sure the best way to put these in. Let's see how that looks. Okay. All right, that's it. We got our big clip here to put on, and give it a squeeze on the bottom, squeeze on the top, and that snaps right in. And again, these tabs are up. This is pretty simple, really. We just have to put our new sensor in, which again is going to be a bit of a challenge to video. Let's see here if we can just slides in like this. And that's it. This was already wearing on the pad. So we'll replace the sensor as well. It just pushes in. Just have to get our fat head in there to do it. So we got the sensor in the back of the caliper. That snaps right in. You'll know it. You'll hear it when it clicks. You'll know you got it in correctly. Now this just plugs in again. That snaps. And then this locking tab is a little stiff. That should just push back down. There we go. And we'll put it right back where it came from. That's it. So I just want to show you these pads. Now these are on the inside, and they're wore pretty significantly. There's not a whole lot of pad material left on those. But the outside, there's a lot of pad material left on these. You know, for a 4-piston caliper, I would expect it to wear a little more even than this. That's a bit of a surprise. But when I did look online on on YouTube and that, I did find other people saying the same thing, that the pads were not wearing evenly. Bit of a surprise, but just thought I'd point that out. So all that's left now is to torque the lug nuts down to 140 foot-pounds. I did look up the torque specs for everything online, and this is what I found. But again, look it up for yourself just to be 100% sure. So we got the back wheel off. We're starting on the back brakes. First thing we're going to do is disconnect the parking brake, electric parking brake. Push this clip forward. Get in here with a screwdriver, pry up a little, and pull that off. Next we'll take our sensor off here. So to get the sensor off, it's the same as the front. Push the retainer back. There we go. Get your little screwdriver in here. Hard to see what you're doing. And pull it out. Now it's underneath the bleeder screw here. We'll pull the bleeder, we'll cap off the bleeder screw. Come on. Pull that off. Oh, the other side's already disconnected, already come out. All right, there, got it off. That's got some wear on it too from rubbing. Good thing it came with new sensors. All right, we'll just set that back here so we don't lose it. Oh, next we'll take the caliper mounting bolts out. They are 14 mil. Top and bottom. No Loctite on these. Right, then we'll pull the caliper off. Careful with that wire. Alright. And just set it right up here for now. Out of the way, and it's not hanging on the hose. Pop the old pads off. This is the same as the front. The insides wore out bad. The back side, the outside ones are in pretty good shape still. Yeah, that's as thin as can be. On the outside, like new. I want you to notice how these clips are in. They only go one way, or actually they'll go, you could put them in the wrong, but they're only supposed to go one way. This little tab here, hope you can see it. Let's see if I can zoom in a little, not lose focus. This little tab here will push the pad back away from the rotor to keep it from premature wear. So make sure you put them in like the same way we taken them out. So there's two different tabs, or two different pieces of hardware. You know, one for the top and one for the bottom. You're going to have to be careful on that. So we're going to pull all four of these off. We're going to take a little brush, clean them up, put a little bit of grease on them, and reinstall the new ones. So we've got everything cleaned up here, so we're just going to put a little bit of grease just where the hardware kit goes, and we're going to be really careful not to get it on the rotor. If we do, no big deal, just take a little bit of brake clean and get it off. So we'll do that to all four mounting points. I have to move the camera to get in here, but you get the idea. So next we put the hardware on. And we're putting it for those little tabs. We'll push the pad away. These are tight to go on. There we go. Make sure you got them seated in well. If you don't, the pad won't slide very easily. Alright, so it's going to push the pad out if I put it in like that. They do go in tight. Every time. We always knock the camera at least once. Okay, so again, the squealer goes down the bottom. These just slide in. Oh, hang on here. Come on. There we go. There. Yeah, see how they get pushed back? They float. Not sticking. Alright, just gotta do the inside. So we've got our new caliper tool here that used to push the piston back in, but you can just use a C-clamp. Yeah, piston's going back in easy. Alright, that feels like it's bottoming out. Okay. tiny bit of air behind that seal, so we'll just put a little screwdriver in there and see if we can't burp it out. There we go. Perfect. Now, next we'll clean up the piston face here a little bit and put a little bit of grease on that too. As well as these ears. We'll come back and do this side of the ears and put a little bit of grease on the ears as well. This helps keep things a little quiet and a little smoother. All right. Just a thin coat. And a little bit back on the ears here. Well, I just screwed something up and I had to go back and redo it, and I'll point it out to you so you don't make the same mistake. These pads, only 2 of them come with a little recess here for the sending unit, or the wear indicator. I put them both on the other side. Apparently what they're supposed to do is both go on the inside, so I had to go back and swap them out. So yeah, just so make sure you have the one, because there's only 2 with a cutout, they go on the inside. Alright, so I guess I've got everything greased up properly. I'm ready to put the caliper back on. After I get that coat hanger out of here. There we go. Come on. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't relube the pins. Make one little mistake and I start getting ahead of myself. Alright, let's do that first. Pull up the... Oh, yeah, it's a little stuck. Still floating, but the boot is stuck to the bolt. Alright. So I still got a little bit of lube on it, but we'll wipe it off, put some clean stuff on. Alright, we'll just... Not too much, you don't want it to hydro lock or, you know, not float, because there's a bunch of grease on the bottom of it. Alright, we'll do the same with the top. Being real careful not to rip that dust boot. Come on, there we go. Yeah, it's kind of dry. So. Alright, that's plenty. And that's floating good. And my light just went out. Guess I better go plug that in. Yeah, we're running out of light here, but we'll keep going. The caliper bolts back in. These torque to 38 foot-pounds, which is not much. Do the torque wrench set. Okay, done. Bring the extension here. That's it. Sensor. Let's see if I can push this in, see what I'm doing. Alright, this goes underneath the bleeder. That back on, and then plug the other end in. Make sure the barb's on the outside. And push the retaining clip back. Doesn't want to move. It's just again, just like the one in the front. There we go, snapped in. So it looks like we're done. Well, we'll get the wheels on and get this thing on the ground and see how we did. Well, it's all back together and they're gone already. They were in a bit of a hurry to get out of here, so didn't get to record the ending like I normally would like to. But I think the only thing I left out was how to take it out of the service mode. Which again, all you have to do is just put your foot on the brake, press the button for 7 or 8 seconds, and it will flash a couple times and come out of brake service mode. That's about all there is to it. Hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Always looking for more subscribers. Thanks for watching.